So, we talked about the basic mechanics, but there are finer details like in everything. There will be lots of review meetings, lots of hackathons, and representation will be valued. The same face coming for everything, for a technology meet also, for a marketing meet also, we will watch and we will know that the team is not getting equally distributed. So, attribution of work, responsibility and roles, and the subject matter expertise on that. One of the person may be always coming to everything, or two people are coming everywhere. I'm fine with that. But we want to make sure and ensure through a process that everyone is working. So, when hackathons and all are announced, not all of you will be allowed to come. Maybe you will be asked to send a delegation of 2 or 3, and there will be divine things. There will be designathons, there will be market things, there may be guest lectures. I'll get a bunch of my friends to come over and do workshops. And physical limitations and size limitations will ensure that only a few of you are made to come. So, you will have to book your slots, and from whatever marks till 9 you have got, you can use that as a kind of a get pass to do it, and apart from that, there will be things. So, everything has to be made sure that you are the right person for it, because among 14,000, 6,000, 5,000, 1,400, whatever be the number students, why is this 50 coming is very important. And again, anyone who doesn't need to come, want to come, absolutely fine. We'll anyway be televising it, so you don't need to come. You need to come if you want to ask questions, if you want to interact. That's always a good thing. When you are looking at different aspects of the subjects and the problems, listening to other people is of immense value. You can get an inspiration from a very, very different kind of a project. You can get a complete, wake up call from something else. But we'll try to make sure that competitors are not talking to each other. We'll frame it that way and all those way. And there will be a pool of things drawn where individual time from our team, from myself, from all other professors will be allocated, where we just do a hi, hello with you and take a survey, maybe 15, 20 minutes, maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours onto that part. My hope is that in the next 12 to 18 months, at least 4 or 5 of you teams actually go out and raise capital or earn profit and make a successful business. And I have a gut feel that you can do it. You will do it because the enterprising nature of you is there. And that is something that has exuded and increased in confidence with the kind of environmental setup we have now. You are at the right place at the right time and staying relevant. The tools that you are getting makes your journey or your turnaround time or your startup time, initiation time much faster. 6 years back, someone had to get the edge in coding and then do it. Today, you may be bad coders, but setting up a good web page using some of the tools and all is much easier. But remember, it can make you weaker also when you really need to scale it, because you will not be better than that if you have not learned the fundamentals. So, both of it is there. So, this parallel part of learning, that's what entrepreneurs do, hustling. They hustle. They are always looking at get the shortcut done, but make sure that, oh, this is a warning, it can go down, let me get my things. People who do that run successful businesses. Otherwise, it's like a spark. You spark and then you vanish. Keeping the fire on, continuity is more important. I love this equation because I think it says a lot about time and our focus and life. The first equation of motion, V equal to U plus Ft. The final velocity is equal to the initial velocity plus acceleration times time. All of us get over focused on the U. Oh, I have to have a great start. My plan should look fine, fantastic. But none of you remember, no matter how high U is, if F is not good, it can actually decay, if it can be negative also. And if F is positive, doesn't matter what higher U someone else have, if you have a higher F than that guy, you will beat them in perpetuity. That is something that you have to clear up. That is something that you will inculcate. The regular submitting of the report, the status of the project, the reporting, automation of that, eagerness, achievement showing, these are things we will give marks on, not on exams. Exams are not there for this course. Your work continually assessed is time. The progress you are making will also have some marks component, not how much you have achieved. The effort you have given, the passion you are showing, the perseverance you are showing, the resilience you are showing, these are factors we will give marks on. Now, many of these are non-transparent, so there will be a part to it. Progress will get you a certain part, but the X factor or the differentiation will come from these aspects that will minutely observe in you and try to make you better at it. Because trust me, You can always get the theory done. Anyone can do an Excel sheet if they put enough time, or get an expert on Excel. Anything can be managed if you can imagine it. Imagine needs all these qualities: perseverance, knowledge, interest, your entire sense of having the aspect of curiosity, criticality. All these things are important, and those are the biggest lessons to learn. That's the reason we cannot learn without doing, and you will be doing these things, and we will be monitoring and pushing you to do these things more. That's the broad structure of this course. Some other good things to say is open-mindedness, talking freely, being open about it. Ideas are very important, but they are not everything. In fact, they are just the seeds. If you don't water them, don't sow them, they will actually dry out and go to waste. Even a weak seed has a chance of going into a big tree if nurtured properly. And even a strong seed, which doesn't see the eye of sunlight, the light of sunlight, or doesn't get the nurturing, or doesn't get the ground, will go to waste. Doesn't matter how strong a seed you are, if you are a banyan tree seed and you are thrown into the seawater, you will perish. You will not be able to sprout. So remember these things, and remember the ideas of that. Execution, that's sowing, planting, nurturing, access to sunlight, that's the key. And how you set yourself up for that is most important. Some of you may feel that putting some money, putting some actual cash from your own pool and all is important. I know it's sometimes necessary, sometimes needed, but any injection of capital should be intimated to us, because we don't want a situation where someone spending money is just going ahead because of spending money and someone is not able to grapple it. There has to be an equilibrium plane, because we are still in an academic environment. In the real world, it doesn't matter, I know, but you have to intimate us, or we find out, and it will be accordingly done. Frugality will be given value. Throwing capital and the solving a problem will be appreciated because you have solved the problem, but someone who has done it in a more frugal way, in a more struggling way, will be appreciated more, because that guy has a higher chance of success. You will not have infinite capital. You may be great at raising this quantum, but when it comes to a real part, when you scale up, it may not be that easy. But someone who's learned how to keep on rolling it, how to take care of it through creativity and through perseverance, has a longer shot at success. That said, every company, every enterprise, every project will be its own. Some will need money. How we fund it and all, we can always discuss. If you are falling short of money, do come back to us and tell that we need this money. But if it's idiotic, or if it is just for the sake of asking, obviously it will be rejected. So come with a true purpose, and come to say why you deserve it. You never know what can happen. It will be arranged onto that part. There will be a huge support. And if you are serious, so will I be. If you think this is an actual business you are starting and you are getting academic help to do it, I would love that approach. So ideally, don't think of it as a coursework. Think of it as your life. Think of it as your way of life, and do it. Trust me, the results will follow. But if you try to game it academically and all, it's a doing course. It will not work out. There's no exam to pass. The exam is the proof onto that part. That brings us to the last point as to how the entire modus will happen, how we will do it. Accessibility is key. All of us who are in this department will be accessible to you. Communication is key. Communicate. But normal channels like WhatsApp and all may be unmanageable unless we have focus groups, which we can't form at this stage, though in a later stage we may do it. But communicate over email, communicate over any way you do, and there will be FaceTime and locations which will be told, and I hope I will be touring all campuses, so none of you should feel that you will be treated like a stepson or a stepdaughter or any stepbrotherly treatment. It will be fair and parity and all, but for the resources, for logistics and all, we may use some locations more than the other, but anywhere where there is a need from that part, we will try to be there. We will try to encourage one-on-one also, but with the planning. I cannot give time to everyone on a regular basis, and that time is also important. And we don't want to, because we also want to nurture you to be that. But whenever there is a real issue, whenever there is a real deserving part, that time will be given. I guess that's it from mostly on what the sources are. I'm sure you will have lots of questions, especially on this part. You may not have so much questions on theory parts. So do write in. The email addresses and all will be shared, and probably has been covered already in your introduction mails that we will must have sent by now or will be sending. We will not tolerate any copycatism. I have stressed that. I'll stress, I'll summarize it. We want to encourage, and there will be marks for teamwork more, delegation, well-balanced team. And trust me, the fun is beginning. We will merge companies that you see here. We will demerge. We will have parts of it. You will go through the entire thing the corporate world goes through. So, whether you are going to be an entrepreneur, not going to be an entrepreneur, doesn't really matter. These dynamics remain constant no matter where you go. If you think MNCs don't have this sort of churn and infighting and success and failure, people are moved from department to department, no different. So, you will learn the rules of engagement in anything to do with teamwork and productivity and corporate and enterprise. That's it, what this course is for. I'll talk to you later in the next sessions. Thank you so much.